Let's face it, life isn't easy. If you're stuck in a bad relationship, betrayed or afraid of tomorrow, financially insecure, or desperate for a breakthrough, you've come to the right place. Dr. Carmen Harra is a renowned psychologist, intuitive, relationship expert, and best-selling author, and she's here to give you the miracle guidance you need. Her new call-in show, Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life, offers profound wisdom, practical advice, daily exercises, and empowering predictions, all for you. Dr. Harra's show aims to eliminate everyday problems, big and small, with topics like healing your relationships, reclaiming your power, achieving better health, dealing with loss, and so much more. Regain the joy, stability, and fulfillment you deserve to feel. Tune in to Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life with host Dr. Carmen Harra, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and find the answers you've been looking for.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Miracle Guidance. I'm Carmen Harra, so excited to be live every Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Home Time Radio, my favorite station. Tonight, I want to help you turn your pain into power. The power you have as the co-creator of your destiny, the power you have to overcome anything. That power is within you. Probably it might be buried under the heavy weight of problems that you have and pain that you are feeling. But I know you've already been through a lot in life and you've suffered enough, and we all have. But it's time to regain control over the circumstances, like what's happening in the world right now. Isn't that time to regain control and convert the pain, the global pain, the personal pain, into positive, healing, healthy, and amazing energy? Because life is actually full of problems. Believe me when I say that none of us is as powerful as you. And none of the problems you have are as powerful as you. So you have the potential to overturn any adversity and bring fate back into your favor. The secret is to take your suffering, no matter how deep, and transform it into resilience, into wisdom, and into productivity. Probably you're going to ask me, how do you do it? How can this be achieved? The process involves a very few simple actions that you can take each day, empowering you from inside out. And little by little, these actions will steadily bring you the change you need and the change that you want. And I'll share with you these actions to access that power and turn the pain into making you resilient and powerful and more creative. And tonight is the night, to coach you about this, to empower you, to shift your perception about this. Now, one author that I really like that is called Brian McGill always said that if you can sit with your pain, listen to your pain, and respect your pain, in time you will move through your pain. So just digest a little bit his words and think a little bit if you've ever listened to your pain, if you ever sit and had a dialogue with your pain, if you ever treat your pain with consideration, with respect. Now, at the end of all of this, you will be able to embrace the pain and indirectly break through the pain, like move through the pain. How very true his words are. What I find interesting is just how much we are afraid of feeling pain. As soon as something hurts, emotionally, mentally, physically, we want to run away. We want to run away from the pain. We want pain to go away as soon as it starts. And I think that we all agree that pain is the worst emotion we feel. There's so many emotions that we feel. But when we live in pain, there's always a reason behind this extreme emotion. The truth is that pain is not only purposeful, it is powerful. Pain is actually the most powerful emotion you can feel. It is the most powerful. You're going to say probably, no, love is the most powerful. No, pain is actually the most powerful, the most intense out of the entire range of feeling. But pain also, leads to incredible creativity, ingenuity, opens door to ability you never knew you actually had. Pain is transformative. I've seen people go into pain that transform them into becoming someone else, so much better, so much wiser, so much more profound and creative. So because it forces you, what pain does forces you to go beyond yourself and actually become whatever is required of you to become in that moment. It was out of painful circumstances, probably the most amazing discoveries, the most amazing pieces of art were born. Think of Van Gogh. When he painted the Starry Night, suffering from severe depression, he even cut off his own ear. Remember that. But he found art as a refugee and manifested his pain into the most beautiful artwork we celebrate today and probably will always celebrate. Mary Shelley, the author of the novel Frankenstein, released actually her grief she felt after losing her daughter on paper, and she created one of the most widely recognized novels in literature. Now, bound to a wheelchair, Stephen Hawking did not let his disorder slow him down, and he became the most famous, the most brilliant physician of our times. These are just some examples that I'm giving you of people who went through amazing pain, and what they allow that inner light to shine through their struggle. But the common thread among them is the key to turning suffering into success, tapping into that hidden power of your pain and use them to your advantage. Remember that you can rise above what you don't understand. So if you don't understand, you can go beyond. I was just making a small comment today on social media, saying talking about one of my quotes, that you can never go beyond your belief, which is so true, because your belief is a representation of who you are, and your belief is the essence of your life, and you manifesting life through your beliefs. So reality is that if you tap into those beliefs, you tap into sometimes the limitation of them. And so in order to succeed in life, you break through the limited beliefs and expand your beliefs. And then consequently, you will achieve a better life, and things it will get way better for you. So this is what I'm trying to address, the issue that what you don't actually comprehend, what's not part of your belief, you don't seem to understand. So understanding is expanding your awareness, expanding acceptance, introspection. And talking about pain, there's another quote that I want to mention. Tzu, that general Chinese at the origin, he said something so interesting: to know your enemy, you must become your enemy. So if your pain is your enemy, you have to become your pain. To grow beyond your pain, you must get to know your pain first. A lot of people, they don't know the source of their pain. They just experience pain. They think it's natural. They think it's normal. But this might not be what you want to hear. But to become the master of your life, you must come to terms with that pain. This means you'll have to explore your pain, befriend your pain, and understand and learn how to conquer your pain. And this is the way when you progress. So every lesson of every struggle, it's a step forward. Now I want to find out your pain. So if there's a way you want to call today, I would really appreciate it. And pick up the phone and just dial the number of the station, 202-570-7057, 202-570-7057. Christopher, my amazing producer of the show, will connect you with me, and we'll talk about your struggling and how you learn through your own experiences and what is next and how can you turn this this intense emotional pain into your own power. Also, I want to let you know that I would love to connect with you through all the social media. Visit my Facebook. I have 2 Facebook accounts. I have one which I have 140-something thousand followers, and another one where I have 50,000 followers that is more for Europe and people speak in different languages. But the one, the American page, which is 140-something thousand, that's the one I want you to join me, because I always do lives, I always announce shows and sometimes answer your questions, so it's an interesting way to connect with me. Also, sign up for my mailing list to receive always tips and helpful emails, and I always do seminars, so you will actually be always informed about everything that I'm doing. Now, my book, Committed: Finding Love Through the 7 Archetype, is out there for like around 8-9 months, but already I finished my new book, so I'm ready very soon probably to launch my new book, for which I'm very excited. But if you want to learn about human archetypes, this last book of mine, Committed, is really the book that can help you understand how you manifest, how you express yourself based on the archetype that you represent, and also find out who's your match in terms of the archetype that your significant other has. So, significant to find out who is actually good. If you're a workaholic, who is going to be your match? So interesting to learn all those things from the book. Now I'm going to go and talk much more to you about the action that turn pain into power. And also I want you to know that I already have some callers, so I'd love to also try to talk to the people who are interested to talk to me tonight. And I want to make sure I know who I have. I have Catherine from Florida. I have Maria from Texas. So you guys hold on the line. I'll be with you in 1 second. I just want to introduce a little bit the actions that we need to take, because I know that we all have pain. If we don't feel pain about what's happening in the world, which I know that we all do, it's so painful just simply to watch the suffering of a lot of people, how many people die, how many kids are, in this moment, especially with Ukraine and the danger of the war in the world. So based on all of that, how not to feel the fear and the pain associated with this. And you can turn that pain into that power that exists within you by using some pieces of advice. And I'm going to go through them, and I'm going to start with one, and then I'm going to go and take your call. So Catherine, be ready, and Maria also. I'm looking forward to speaking with you, and you guys feel free to call in 202-570-7057. The first thing is nourish yourself. It's a priority when you suffer a setback, when you suffer losses, when you suffer whatever might probably went wrong. The first thing, in order to regain your power, you start by healing yourself, regaining your inner strength, develop that strong bond with you and the people around. But self-healing transcends self-love, emphasizes not only the need to love yourself, but the need to like yourself first. You must honor you. What we always wrong is that we put everything else but not us, and that's one of the reasons with our pain becomes excruciating. So you have to learn how to honor your habits, your character traits, even your mistakes, your fault, everything about you. On top of everything, honor all your skills, your abilities, because there is something that's damaging your well-being. If you don't do that, if there is anything that's damaging, then stop doing it and turn your attention to yourself. When you turn your attention to yourself, you start acknowledging the things that you are doing and start acknowledging what you need to change. And it's important to forgive yourself. It's part of a healing process. And it's like every one of us makes mistakes in relationship, in finance, in personal decision, and so on and so forth. So mistakes can be costly reminder to think before we act. But they also teach us greater lesson. Remember that this can help us forgive our failure and understand their higher purpose. Everything we do, everything that is less positive that happens to us has a higher purpose. When we forgive ourselves, we can redirect our attention to new efforts that will actually produce new results. So that's the first thing that I'm wanting you to take into consideration when it comes to accessing your power. You can't access your power if you're broken. You need to be healed. You need to forgive you. You need to understand that that pain is temporary. You need to understand the intensity of the emotion. You need to befriend that emotion. You need to work on yourself in handling that emotion. And that is going to be way easier to cope with this and turn it into resilience, creativity, and into creating more success than ever. So now I reach a point in which I think I should take a short break and then go to Catherine. So Catherine, 1 minute more and I'll be with you in a second, and then I'm going to go to Maria in Texas. So you guys hold on the line.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. Om Times Radio. IOM FM.
Om Times Magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organisation, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Connect at omtimes.com. Om Times, creating a more conscious lifestyle.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on Om Times Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
You came across someone struggling with hunger. How would you recognize them? Would you notice an 8-year-old girl who's not excited for summer break
because she may not be having lunch again until September?
Or a war veteran who's having a hard time landing a job
and getting back on his feet?
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
On Om Time Radio every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So excited to be with you. This is a calling show. And the topic tonight is what's more powerful than pain and how to regain your personal power. And don't tell me you've never felt pain, because I know that we all do. But what's the reason of the pain, and how can you regain your strength after being in a lot of pain? So that's why I invite all of you to join me tonight, and let's talk about this interesting and fascinating topic that we experience on a daily basis. And I'm going to go to Catherine from Florida. Hi, lovely Catherine. How are you, my dear?
Hi, Carmen. How are you doing? I'm okay.
It's so good to hear your voice. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Yeah, would like to be better.
Well, I couldn't hear you for 1 second. What did you say? Can you repeat?
Yeah, no, I said I'm doing okay. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
As long as you're doing okay, that's the most important thing. So how can I help you?
Well, I've been feeling stuck for a long time. Like I'm trying to move forward on things, but I don't know what's blocking me from moving forward. I feel not centered, like I'm adrift. And I haven't felt passionate about anything. There's a lack of direction. I know I'm dealing with grief and a few things. I've had some loss, but it's been a long time. Like I've felt just adrift. So I didn't know, what advice you have, any messages from the other side, anything positive you see coming up.
Well, I feel like the blockage is coming from inside you, from the fact that you don't really trust anymore. You don't know how to turn the wheel around. You got stuck into the belief that nothing really works the way you want, and you cannot achieve any better. So I recommend a 180-degree shift of energy, a 180-degree turnaround. Is that dissatisfaction and a sense of not moving forward at work too?
Yes, yeah, it's everything, and because I've been dealing with a lot of loss, I've just been thinking, what's the point in moving forward? So that's helping me to be stuck.
But okay, let me ask you: did your mother pass?
Yes.
Because she's the one that I feel telling me that, how can you think this way? This is not the daughter she knew. Does it make sense?
Yes. Yep.
It's almost like she says, no, that's not you. You way different than this. These words don't belong to you, have nothing to do with who you are, have nothing to do with your strength, have nothing to do with what defines your character, your power. So you just got energy drop down. Your meridians of energy are like kind of how should I say, cloudy. They're not
Right.
bright. It's like you're not charged. It's like you put a phone to charge or the battery to charge, and you see that bright light. You understand? So you
Right.
are depleted of that and completely depleted.
Yes.
Of that
I lost
energy.
her
And
recently. Yeah, I lost her recently, and also my husband, and I also lost my son. So I'm just, that's where I think.
for some
what's the
reason,
point of-
she's the one that comes first. Probably she's the one that you lost more recently, no?
My husband, I lost more recently.
Oh, your husband. Okay. Because she's not telling me, but she's coming because she's feeling to empower you. She said she want to give you that boost. She said she always believed in you. She always knew that whenever you went through a hard time, you recover and you recover. And let me see if I can get your husband. Your husband shows me a D and a G name. What is that?
D and a G. It's not ringing a bell right now.
Is he referring to something, to someone, to a place? I don't know. But she shows me two initial. It's interesting. I see him. He was not very old when he passed.
No.
Was he in his 60s something?
He was 62.
Yeah. He feels like a man relatively young to die. I mean, too young to die.
Yes.
And he comes in a suit. I see him very elegant,
Okay.
and very classy and he comes like that. He comes almost like he wants to celebrate something. Is there a birthday coming? Is there any celebration?
His birthday is in August.
Okay, because it almost makes me feel like there's a celebration coming. It might be his birthday, or it might be something else that he's celebrating. Do you have a child with this man?
2.
Okay, do you have a son and a daughter?
Yes. But my
Okay.
son is on the other side with him.
Okay, yeah, because he is talking about the child. Probably he's talking about his son, But on the other hand, I also heard from him that he mentions his daughter too. It's very interesting. Your daughter has kids?
No.
Does she want to have kids?
Yes.
Because I have a feeling that your husband might come back and choose to come back in the family and becoming your grandchild. Time will tell if this is true. And who has this a name that starts with an N, A-N, Anna, Annabelle? Who's that?
Anna. No one comes to mind. No.
And again, this is coming from him. So he's showing me all kinds of initials that I cannot place somewhere. I'm hearing names in my mind when I see him. I like how elegant he is. Was he ever like that, like trying to look good, to be put together?
No, he was the opposite of elegant. He was very rough.
So that's very interesting. That's fascinating. Why he's coming like that? To me, I'm wondering, why is he doing this, you know? Almost like he wants to show you, yeah, look at me, I can wear a suit, I can be dressed, you know what I mean? Me as a man, I can look different. But I acknowledge that his age, I acknowledge that he was a good man. He felt misunderstood. Do you agree?
Yeah, yeah.
Like he felt like you didn't got him, or a lot of people didn't understand him.
That's true.
But he was a very, very, very how should I say, good soul. He had a good heart.
Yes, he was. Yes.
And he says the only thing that he regrets is not being able probably to spend more time to finish the things that he wanted to finish. I don't know what is he referring by that. He shows me an old car. Sorry?
That makes sense, yes.
And she shows me an old car. He had an old car?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He also talks about his own mother. Do you happen to know the name of his mother?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Which initial starts with?
M.
With an M, okay.
Mary,
yeah. Because he's with Mary. He mentions being with a woman that is his mom on the other side. Yeah, he found her. He also said that your son will probably be tempted to come back too, and regain. I mean, be back on earth. Like if you believe in incarnation, that's pretty much what your husband is telling me.
Right. Okay.
Do you have any questions to him?
So many. Yeah,
he says that you move from where you are. He says you might start a new business or start something different or reinvent yourself in the career. He also tells me you're not going to be alone. Did you meet anybody? Do you plan to meet anybody else?
No, I haven't met anyone.
Because you didn't want to. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm just not ready, you know. But I guess it would be nice to at some point.
Yeah, so he's telling me the initial he's giving me have something to do with the new person coming in your life. And this is somebody coming between this summer to the spring of the next year. And somebody who went through similar experiences. I feel like this person lost his wife too. I feel a lot of stuff that you guys, between you and the new person, you guys have a lot in common. It's a very interesting feeling that I have from him.
Okay.
All I can tell is that your life will change after this conversation. I can't explain you why and how, but I know something will happen.
Okay.
Something that the energy will shift. You will look at things differently. You'll change the perception. Some doors in your life will open, having to do with allowing somebody new to come, changing your life, making a move, even relocating, redefining your business, feeling different about yourself, feeling more positive, more optimistic, more excited. And I understand that all these losses, made you feel really down and very sad and very like confused. Why so many losses? I mean, I feel for you.
Yeah.
I understand. I lost my mom. I lost my husband. So I completely understand what you've been going through. Completely understand.
Yeah. So do you see a move coming up soon?
Yeah, a move involving all these movements. I'm telling you, big doors that are opening. Somebody that comes into your life to change the perspective of your life. Somebody who comes to help you, to be there for you, to support you. Actually, I think that this person you're going to meet in very unusual circumstances, you know. So this man I'm telling you about is almost like he's sent to you. Like the people above, they want you to have protection. They want you to have a different life. They want you to celebrate, you know, the years ahead of you. Time will tell, and you will probably understand all of this in the future. And I want you to continue to call me.
Okay, I will. Yes, because I definitely need something to hope for, you know.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Oh, I love you, my Catherine. Thank you. I'm very grateful that you called me.
Okay, thank you so much, Carmen. I appreciate it.
Okay, my beautiful. I love you. Let me know if you have any interesting dreams after this conversation, or if your husband comes in a dream, or your mom.
Okay.
It's interesting. I don't feel your son so strongly, but I feel your mom and your husband very strong. The two of them, not so much your son.
Well, my mom and my husband were recent. My son was about 5 years ago.
Yeah, but still I don't feel him. I wonder whether he's back here, or why is the soul not communicating? God knows why, you know.
Yeah.
But anyhow, you have to be strong, and as I said, you have to turn this pain into your power and become more powerful as a result of this.
Right. Yeah, my husband, when he was alive, he never believed in an afterlife or anything else, and he always thought I was crazy. I was just wondering his perspective now.
Well, he says, you know, he never believed till the moment when he was going on the other side, and he saw Mary waiting there for him. And he said he saw, I don't know, he had a cousin who died young.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
That person waited for him, and when he started seeing those people waiting for him, he was so shocked and realized, wait a minute, you know what I mean, there is something. And then he said, then he acknowledged, you know, what this is all about. He said that this belief was implemented in him. And many people are like this. They are implemented, they have all kinds of things implemented in their brain by the religion, God knows what, you know.
Right.
So, but you are what you believe, you know, and you believe your life is a result of your beliefs. And I think if he would have believed, his life would have been different.
Yes.
You, on the contrary, you're a believer. Do you agree with me?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. In comparison with him, who was the opposite of you.
Yes, exactly. You're right, Carmen.
Mm-hmm. But where he is right now, you know what I mean? He says, I have to admit that you are totally wrong, and I actually have to tell you that where I am is actually beautiful. And there's a beautiful world out here, way better than the world behind. So in other words, that Havel is more pleasant. Things here are way better. So he said, I would not trade this world for your world.
Yeah, I believe it.
All right, my love.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much,
calling
Carmen.
me, Catherine. I'm looking forward to speak with you again.
Okay, thank you.
I love you.
Love you
I'm gonna take a short break, and then I'm gonna go to Maria in Texas.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. Om Times Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
Hello, I'm Sandy Sedgbeer, host of Om Times Magazine's flagship radio show, What is Going Om. My passion is sifting through information, research, and innovations from new thought teachers, speakers, and researchers pushing back the boundaries of what we know about life, energy, metaphysics, and the universe. I love shifting perceptions about who we are, why we're here, and how quickly impossible becomes normal when we open our minds, expand our awareness, and accept that the only limits that exist are those we place upon ourselves. So if you're the kind of forward-thinking, eager investigator of what lies beyond the current reality that most perceive, why not make a date to come play with me in the field of possibilities at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday, and together we can discover what's really going on.
If I could be you,
and you could be me,
for just 1 hour,
if you could find a way
to get inside
each other's mind,
walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out, and for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
And I'm back on Home Time. The topic of my show tonight is how to transform pain into power. That you are more powerful than your pain. And as I was talking to Catherine, who went through, she experiences a lot of pain, a pain of losing the people you love. The question comes how you regain your personal power, how you break through, how you learn from this incredibly powerful and incredibly painful lessons of life. And one is by healing. You need to heal. You need to nourish yourself after going through something like this. And almost like forgiving you for suffering and detaching from all that kind of a negativity, because during the process of healing, you have to detach. And you have to forgive for those who indirectly have hurt you unintentionally. And detach from the pain, embrace that pain. As I said, become friends with your pain, understand your pain. And one mistake we often make is when we detach from a painful situation, we also detach from our own needs. So in trying to protect ourselves, we become closed off even to our own selves. So we talk so much about forgiveness. Forgiveness is a grace that can save your life, because harboring anger towards a loss or harboring resentment or bitterness can actually translate into physical diseases. But letting those negative emotions go out as soon as they come, so that they never become stuck within you, because all of you constantly mention, I'm stuck. What is actually stuck are those negative emotions that make you feel stuck. But it's the way to really create a healthy emotional flux. When what you want to feel is less pain and you want to feel more detached. So that's why it's very important to process the pain, so that there's a flow of other emotion. So indirectly at that point, the pain is balanced with love, acceptance, and is not that intense. And on the other hand, you succeed to detach from the pain in time. And when you're in pain, it's not a bad idea to take a step back and reflect. When you're in pain, sometimes we try to be impatient, we don't know what we're doing, but the universe wants you not to live outside of time, because that disempowers you, to live in the moment, because living in the moment gives you power. The wise choice is to stop trying to create all kinds of unnecessary efforts to distract yourself, but re-examine, what you really wish to achieve, what you really want to do, what you really want to build, which way you want to go. So, and don't ask yourself, why is this not happening to me right now? Or how can I change this for better? Remember, timing is everything, and everything in time. This is so significant, because often we push all the wrong doors and grow impatient when that door doesn't open instantly. Don't act that way, most likely when you are in pain. I'm going to go now to Maria in Texas. Hi, my lovely Maria. Thank you so much for calling me.
Hi, Carmen, dear. How are you?
I'm okay. So good to hear your voice. How can I help you, my love?
You wouldn't believe, I always try to help my husband and my daughters. And here lately, my husband said that he wants to leave.
Oh. So what's really going on right now?
Well, he's unhappy because he wants to be drinking beer or liquor every day, and I've prevented him from doing that because the doctors have told him that he should not be doing that. So he says he just wants to go live to where by himself or with someone, so like that he can do whatever he wants.
No, he doesn't know what he's talking. He just talks because the mind is very clouded with this excessive alcohol that modifies the neurotransmitters in the brain, so he overreacts, and you cannot take him too seriously. What I recommend is for him, there is treatment for the people who drink. I want him to stop drinking, to get back to reality and to go back to his own self. Do you agree with me?
Yes, but he won't do it. He says, I've been doing this, and that no one can stop me from drinking. Because even the doctor...
So he wants to ruin his life, pretty much.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
But I told him, I said, okay, next time that I take you to the doctor, I'm going to tell him what you're doing and what you're putting me through, and let him know that the doctor's told you not to drink, and you insist on doing it.
Well, I want to tell you something. For somebody who's an alcoholic, and the feeling that I have is that he already, after drinking so much, he turned into an alcoholic. And that is very hard to overcome. And a person who drinks on a daily basis, they will never admit that they want to stop. They will never admit that they are really having a problem. They will continue to say that whatever they're doing is normal, and it's not a disease of the mind, and it's not going to cause them cirrhosis of the liver, and it's not going to kill them, when in fact they know that that's exactly what's going to happen. The drama is that they're going to suffer, and when they suffer, they make all the people around them suffer. So that's what's happening in your case. You suffer because of his stubbornness, but not that he doesn't want to stop. He would love to stop, but he doesn't know how to stop. So he pretends that he needs to continue like this. It's a pretend, but reality is that in the medical world today exists medicine that will help him stop. And that medicine is fabulous and is easy to be prescribed. I'll tell you what it is, and he can take it, and in 2-3 weeks he can be free from drinking, and he can become another man, and this nightmare can be put to an end. So it's as simple as that. Sorry.
Because we've been married for over 50 years. I've been through thick and thin. When he was in the hospital many times, month after month after month, I've been there for him, and then for him all of a sudden say, I'm leaving because I want to be drinking.
Well, he would love to stop, but he doesn't know how. It's an addiction, but it's a very bad addiction. Actually, the number one addiction is to sugar. The second one is to nicotine. Then comes opium, and then comes drinking, but that's a serious addiction. And he develops a compulsive disorder personality, which is a pattern of behavior. So, and from that, even if he pretends he wants to stop, he can't. Even if the intention is there, it's very hard to actually make it happen. You understand?
Yes, uh-huh.
So regardless whatever he pretends, this is a very hard thing to do. So what I'm trying to say is that he needs help, and he needs a doctor that will be tough on. You can't convince him. You have no power over him. So we need somebody who tell him, listen, if you continue like this, you'll end up, not that you're going to die, that would be way too easy. You will suffer like crazy. You will go through liver cancer of the liver. You will suffer enormously, and nobody wants that. So he needs to be told by an authority, by somebody in the medical field, and he needs to be prescribed something that is called disilfuran. Disilfuran is a medication that can help you stop drinking. It comes in, it's the original medication, and it comes in new names, but I'm not giving you all of those names. The most important thing is for you to know that that is possible. So actually, if you take medication, you can stop drinking forever, and you'll never drink. And if he clears the path in the mind and the addiction stops, the neurotransmitters are back in balance, and he will be a different man. I mean, remember him when you met him many years ago. How was he? Go back in time and remember why you marry him, why you like him,
Yes.
We want to bring him to the man that you knew many years ago, not to the man that, drinks his brain.
Okay.
So we want to get that, and it's possible. Medically it's possible, but we need a doctor to scare him, to tell him what needs to be done, and put him on that medication.
Well, see,
and it will be done. I'm convinced that the moment will come when this will stop.
Okay. The doctor has told him, because when I took him to see the gastro doctor,
enterologist,
the doctor told him not to drink. He says, well, maybe one beer. My husband said, maybe one beer. He says, no, not even one beer. And he still insists.
But didn't the doctor prescribe this medication?
No.
For him to stop drinking?
No.
Why? Do you have a way of talking to the doctor?
Yes, I do.
Without him knowing, just calling the doctor and tell the doctor, listen, doctor, I need your help. His addiction is becoming very serious. I cannot handle it. Is there any way you can put my husband on medication? And give him the name of this medication. If he's a good doctor, which he is, he will know exactly what I'm talking about.
But the thing is my husband knows that he's taking the medication for that. He won't take it.
He will not take it?
No. I know him too well.
Okay. So he wants to continue. But I want to tell you what's going to happen. If he wants to continue like this, he might continue, not for a long time, because the day will come when he will not be able to drink anymore. Because the body reaches a phase in which the body cannot take the alcohol anymore. And reaches that level of saturation in which he really gets sick. And then he's forced to stop. The body will put a stop. Even if he intentionally doesn't want to put, his mind doesn't want to put, the body will put a stop to it.
Mm-hmm.
So he will be forced to stop.
Okay.
He will drink till one day when he will say, I can't drink it anymore, because if I drink, I'll die. I'll go in a coma or I'll die. And in reality, I don't think he wants to die.
Right. So what should I do besides? Because I know that if the doctor gives him pills for that, he won't take them. So what should I just let him?
Well, leave him then to reach that level in which you won't be able to. I know it sounds crazy because I definitely believe that the doctor is the authority to convince him and scare him that this is not acceptable for him anymore. You understand?
Yes.
So that is something he needs to hear from the doctor, telling him in his face.
Mm-hmm. Because, he's a heavy smoker also, and the doctors had told him, we can give you medicine for smoking to stop. No, I don't want it. I don't want it.
So self-destructive. He's self-destructive. Why is he so self-destructive? What bothers him so much?
I don't know. He keeps using the same excuse. I've been doing this since I was, 15 years old, and I'm going to continue doing it. I said, well, you can stop if you put your mind to it and with help.
Mm-hmm.
But he says, no.
Well, he's not going to listen to you. That is for sure. That is absolutely guaranteed. He's not going to want to listen to you. The only one he's going to listen is if the doctor scares him by describing a scenario that's going to be bad, and actually that might happen if he doesn't stop.
But you don't see him leaving me?
No. Why? He threatens to leave you?
Yes, he said that if he didn't get any beer, that he was just going to leave and go live by himself.
Well, who's supposed to give him beer? You supposed to give him beer?
Well, see, he's not allowed to drive. So that's why I have to. That's why I go get him the beer so he can be happy. That's why he threatened me, saying that he was going to leave because I wouldn't go get him any beer. I get him a 6-pack. I used to get him a 24-pack, and he would drink it all day long.
Mm-hmm. So that's why these are just threats.
Right.
He's threatening you. This is blackmail, He's blackmailing you. But I'm convinced that this is not going to be a problem, and he will be able to break through this, and he will stop. I'm convinced he will stop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm convinced his body is not going to be able to take it anymore.
Well, I believe you. I believe you because when he was in the hospital, I called you, and you told me the doctors needed to change his medication, and they did, and he got better. But now he's starting to drink.
Yeah. Well, I can definitely promise you that he can be saved, and he will be. Here you have to have a strategy with the doctor. See what the doctor thinks. Have you ever had a talk to the doctor?
No, I haven't.
Right. Because I do believe that if you have a conversation with the doctor to get his perspective and tell him about this medication and ask him how should we proceed in helping him building the desire to put an end to it.
Mm-hmm.
I am confident that this will happen. He will stop.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I believe
that he will stop, and I also think that with the medication, with that, he will be perfectly fine at the end. And that's going to change his behavior. He will act differently.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Without a doubt.
How soon do you
doubt
see
in my mind.
How soon do you see? How soon do you see that he'll change?
In a matter of months, during this year. But keep me posted. Call me on the show. Let's talk again. This is very important for you.
Yes. Okay, I'll call you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And set up an appointment.
And let me know how this is going and how, let's insist on this. It's not easy, but it can be done, and it will be done.
Okay.
Yeah. Just let that happen.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your advice.
No, my greatest pleasure, Maria. Call anytime. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. Appreciate it.
No, thank you for listening to me, and I'll be talking to
I
you.
really want to help. Because I think it will happen. I'm convinced that this will happen.
Okay.
All right, my
Thank
Maria.
you so much.
I love you, sweetheart.
No,
Thank
you
you.
too. Bye.
And for everybody listening, I'm Carmen Harra. I'm at the end of the show, and I'll be with you next week on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Home Time Radio. I have some surprises for you in the future. I think I'll have Greg Braden with me on the show, so I'm excited about that. I invite some other new people, so we'll have a lot of fun on the show. Just continue to listen and call in with your questions anytime, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Miracle Guidance. I'm Dr. Carmen Harra. Thank you so much for listening.